Don't touch me, I'm not ready. What is the trick to make sure it doesn't stick? I will show it to you so you will never make that mistake ever again. This is basically the secret, the key. And I'm gonna show you the common mistake you make and how it is so different when you make it properly. And I will show you why it will stick and why it won't. You're gonna actually learn two things today from all this cooking, because you're gonna learn also how to always perfect your steaks. If you're good at making scrambled eggs, you are hired. Perfect. Nothing sticks. Look at this pan. It's clean. After watching this video, you will be a pro. You'll make all your protein, all your foods perfect. So what is the trick to make sure it doesn't stick? Today I will show it to you so you will never make that mistake ever again. Stainless steel, the most challenging pan that most people have a problem with, but it doesn't have to be that way. So I do have all kinds of protein here. As you see, I have the steak, I have the chicken, I have eggs, and I even have pancake batter, and we will cook it all, and even garlic. We will do some crispy garlic on the stainless steel, and I will show it to you how you can make it that it never burns or sticks. None of this will ever happen. One of the most important things is to properly heat up your pan, and another thing is to use the proper oil, right? So we have here three types of oils. We have avocado oil. The reason I'm using this type of oils is because they are high heat resistant, so they do not become carcinogenic when they heat up in a higher heat, okay? So we have avocado oil, we have ghee, which is a clarified butter, and we also have a really good high quality raw butter that you could find, you know, anywhere in the store. It's really just get a good Vermont butter. Amish butter is also really great. This is for basting the steak. You're gonna actually learn two things today from all this cooking, because you're gonna learn also how to always perfect your steaks. So this is a really great tip. So to start heating up your pan, you start with cold pan and your cold oil or butter, whatever you're using at the moment. If you will throw into the hot pan, already hot pan, the butter, oil, it will start burning, and this is a problem. So you want to avoid that. That is why we're starting heating up at the same time. So we will take a little bit of ghee, the clarified butter. I'm gonna put it in two pans, and I'm gonna show you the common mistake you make and how it is so different when you make it properly. And we turn on the pan, we turn on the stove and start heating up together, okay? And it is very important step. Do not make sure it's really hot together. Okay, I will show you what it means. Right now, I want to show you how to make the pancakes in the stainless steel pan. And the pancakes could be challenging because you think it's a fragile dough and it will just, you know, start sticking, and it can. And I will show you why it will stick and why it won't. So I'm heating up on a medium-high temperature, both pans. How we will know when the pan is heated, I usually put my hand, and if I feel really high heat, that's when it's ready, just above it. Don't touch it, but when you hold your hand, right now it's just slightly warm, so it's not ready. Okay, and I also see the way the oil looks. It's not fully engaged there in the heat. So this is mistake number one. I stopped waiting. Okay, so I'm gonna start cooking the batter. This is actually a gluten-free almond protein. So basically it's almond flour. What it means also that it doesn't have to be regular flour. Anything will cook properly, again, just because you are doing it right. So here I'm gonna put the batter on the pan that is not properly heated, and you don't even hear that sizzle. Usually when it's properly heated, you could hear the sizzle, and that is already wrong. You are throwing this batter into heated pan and it's not gonna hold it, you know? So this one is heating up, it's almost there. Now you could feel the heat is getting hotter, and when I will be pouring this batter, you will hear a different sound. Just a minute, and you could see, now you see the smoke? Perfect. So there we go, you hear the sizzle? That's when your pan is properly heated. Even on this type of pan, you can make a mistake. Your other mistake that you usually do is start flipping it right away. Leave it alone. Let the pancake create that crust. You know, whatever the product you're using, the chicken or the meat, it still did not create the crust. I could hear how it bubbles here, and when the sides are already cooked, you will see that the dough on the sides is already cooking better. So here is the one mistake. Actually, you see even on one side, it kind of, you know, holds it. But again, you see how even the mistake is not that bad. It works because it heated up together, but we want to avoid any mistakes. So we are waiting for the pancakes to create that crust and also bubble. And when they bubble, they will tell you when to flip them. They will be asking you for it. Just, you cannot walk away. You have to be near. You have to watch. It's like a fragile, you know, fragile flower. Gotta water it. So here we go. One second. Here we go. As you see, when I put my spatula, it perfectly flips easily. I always recommend to get this kind of spatula because it's very wide. It's called fish spatula, but I love using it for pancakes, for all kinds of things to flip, because it just, you know, keeps the whole shape in here. As you see, we flip it. So also do not worry about scratching your stainless steel pot. First of all, it's okay to scratch because that does not influence on the surface quality. And actually cleaning the stainless steel pot, you will have to use stainless steel. Actually, when you clean your stainless steel pot, you just use this stainless steel sponge, and it cleans really quick and even. It's zero problems. Okay, so the pancakes are ready. As you see, nothing sticks. I flip it easily using the stainless steel spatula. Everything is so easy when you know how to properly heat up your pan. This is basically the secret, the key. And also the type of oil you're using, okay? I love using ghee for pancakes because they are just also, that has really beautiful, delicious buttery flavor. It just works very well. You don't need to add any butter to your pancakes. These are ready, perfectly ready. Now we're gonna go to the eggs, and I'll show you how to make delicious scrambled eggs. Now I wanna show you how to make the scrambled eggs. Scrambled eggs is usually one of the dishes when a chef goes to get a job at a restaurant. That's what they test the chef at. If you're good at making scrambled eggs, you are hired. That's what I've heard. I've never applied, but that's what I've heard. So anyway, again, we are taking, use the size of the pan for how many eggs you are making it. So I'm making only 3 eggs, so I don't need a large pan. And I'm heating up this pan pretty high on a medium-high heat. And also I love using ghee because eggs and ghee just create really beautiful, delicious flavor. I have here some eggs, and I want to use, I already used the whisk, but before throwing them on the pan, I want to make sure I whisk it all together again and season it with salt. You can also add scallions or garlic chives, any type of herbs, if you wish, right into the egg mixture. And as you see, we already have the heat. And I love using silicone spatula to move it around, and you will see how easy it works and it doesn't stick. So we will throw the eggs here. Hear that? That's a perfect sizzle. And you see look how easy it flips. Perfect. Nothing sticks. Again, it's only because you heated up the pan properly with proper oil. That's it. Your scrambled eggs are ready. It takes seconds and they are perfect. Do not overcook your eggs. Oops. Here we go. Perfect scrambled eggs. And how long it took me? Seconds. You just prepare your eggs and it's beautiful and nothing sticks. Look at this pan. It's clean. Perfectly clean, shiny. I promised you, all you have to do is just know this little rules and tricks, and it's very easy. Let me show you now how to cook your chicken. These are chicken tenders, which is the most tender part of the chicken, and again, could be another challenge in the kitchen that they stick and they are, you start ripping them off. We're not gonna do that. We will season this chicken with any of your favorite seasonings. I have here lemon pepper. So we'll season a couple of them and just throw on the pan. I will be using avocado oil for the chicken because I want something neutral, not too much flavor. Just again, cold pan, cold oil, and medium-high heat. We will heat up this pan quickly and throw in our chicken tenders. Also very important when you're using a protein, any kind of protein, to make sure it is very dry. So make sure you pat dry it with paper towels, because when you are putting wet meat, it starts releasing a lot more moisture, and that will create extra liquid and not create the crust that we are looking for in our protein. So make sure you do that first. Okay, this chicken was already dried. I used just paper towels. So now again, you see the heat is here. It's pretty hot, and we will throw few, and you already hear the sizzle. Another important thing when you are making protein, do not overcrowd the pan. If you're gonna put 3 more, that's it. It's gonna start creating too much liquid and everything is gonna stick. Do not overcrowd, create some space that you can easily flip it. Another mistake people make, they put it, now they're afraid it's gonna burn, and they start flipping, but even now it's flipping. When you did all the steps properly, nothing is gonna stick. But sometimes when you just put your protein and start pulling too fast, it might stick. Always trust itself. Trust the process. It will release itself. When it's created the crust, it will just release itself and easily flip. You don't have to. Basically, when you pull it and it's pulling, that means it's not ready. Just let it go and let it continue cooking. That's it. That's the rule. Now I see that it's ready. You see this side? Perfect. Nothing sticks. Again, look how beautiful. And while it's cooking, I see it's already white a little bit on both sides. That means it's ready to flip, okay? That's another for you sign, in case if you don't know when. The sides are white, that means we are ready to flip. And the burn you see on the pan is from the seasoning. Basically, the garlic, the pepper, lemon, it's gonna burn a little. You could also season afterwards. I kind of like that char, so I season beforehand. So that's it. And then when you flip it, lower a little bit into medium heat so it can cook through. You want to first create that crust, and then when you flip it, it's gonna still create crust, but it's gonna cook it a bit slower to make sure everything is cooked through, because with chicken, it is very important to be cooked through. How do we know when the chicken is ready? Usually chicken tenders cook really quickly. Always I use that trick with any of my proteins. I touch it actually. When you touch your protein on top, you feel the jiggle. like a jello, that means it's still raw inside. So just, you know, you'll practice a couple of times and then you'll be a pro. I know this is not ready yet, not fully ready yet, okay? And you could flip a couple of times, it's okay to do that as well. As long as you don't dry it out. But I have faith in you, you won't. After watching this video, you will be a pro. You'll make all your protein, all your foods perfect. Now, I see that our chicken is ready. How do I know it? Like I told you before, it's very easy. Touch it and it's no more jelly-like texture. And I want to cut it and show you that it is completely ready and nothing sticks again. Isn't it incredible? The reason I want you to use stainless steel because it is good for your health. All non-stick covered pots and pans are really toxic for you. All of that cover basically rips into the food and you eat all that, you ingest all that. So it's very dangerous for your health. In the long run, by years and years using it, you're just damaging your health. So it's very important for you to use stainless steel. It's the purest form of cookware, and I love all clad here in USA. Use it, it's really high quality. It is a bit pricey, but it's worth investing because it it never gets damaged. It's gonna be forever. You will use it forever and ever, and even can give it to your kids. So let me show you how this chicken is ready. Okay, let me show you how this chicken looks. It's perfectly cooked. It's very tender. Also important with chicken tenders not to overcook them. You wanna make sure, because they're so tender, they cook really fast and gentle, and you don't need to make them dry. They're super juicy. Melt in your mouth. Amazing, delicious, so easy. One of my favorite things to cook in stainless steel is always a steak. Steak is such an easy method to cook in stainless steel because you can never achieve that beautiful charred crust on your non-stick covered pans. It just doesn't create it if we just talk about that flavor profile, but we already know it's toxic for you. So I will season the steak with my favorite is just garlic and dry garlic, black pepper and salt. I will season, and I have here two types of steaks. I want to show you that you could cook any type of steak. I have filet mignon, which is a lean cut, and I have a ribeye, which is a fatty and lean at the same time. So two types of steaks. Basically, you could cook any type of meat. And again, make sure the steak is really dry before we start cooking it. So we season it. I don't over season it because I would like to season it a little bit more after I cooked it. Okay, so put a little bit just to make sure there is some flavor already going on. And I love adding rosemary. It just smells incredibly delicious. So for the steak, the way I cook the steak, I always use high quality butter. Why butter? Because it's the cooking method. I will be basting my steak, cooking through with that hot butter to achieve the temperature that I like. I like medium. You can keep basting your steak until you achieve the temperature you like. Again, how do you know? It comes with practice, and I will ensure you after a couple of times you will be a pro. You'll make your steaks always perfect. So let's begin. We have a cold pan again and cold butter, and we're gonna heat it up together to make sure nothing burns. I'm putting quite a bit of butter. This butter is not really, you're not gonna be really eating all that butter. Like I said, it creates that melted butter that we will be using for basting our steak. We need that liquid from the butter to baste it and cook it through. If you don't have access to grill, this is a great method at home on the stove top, and it will always be perfect. Another thing about cooking proper steak, again, do not overcrowd. If you cannot fit in this type of pan, if I had ribeye, I would have only one more, 2 steaks max. I cannot have more. If I have filet mignon, I could get away with 4, but I'd rather do 3 because I also need space for my basting, because when I fill up the spoon, also use a long handle and larger spoon. That will also be easy, and you're not gonna burn yourself. Okay, sometimes when you go too close to the pan, because it's pretty hot, it's gonna be smoking while we're cooking it, and which is a normal thing. But use a long handle spoon, and it will be super easy for you to control the heat and not to burn yourself. We are waiting for this butter to melt fully and become pretty hot. I'm heating it up on medium-high heat again, and I will even raise it up before I put the steak. I just want to melt it slowly and then start the flame a little bit higher so that it's so super high. The crust forms as soon as I put the steaks in. Can you hear this sizzle and the bubbles? This is when we know we are ready to put our steaks. I'm putting it on the highest heat that I have. I'm gonna drop my beautiful ribeye and the filet mignon. Of course, the filet mignon is gonna be cooked faster because it's a smaller piece of meat, right? And I wanna leave some of that space because I need to fill up my spoon with butter. And I'm adding a couple of sprigs of this beautiful, delicious, aromatic rosemary. And I will start right away basting my steaks. So you will have to put your pan a little bit to the angle so you could fill up your spoon with butter. And that's it, and that's how you go. Just keep basting it while the bottom creates that delicious charred crust. That's what we want in our steak. I have an induction oven, and sometimes it's not as easy to control it on the gas, because when you hold your pan in the angle, sometimes, you know, the heat is not as even. So of course the gas is better, but for the steak. But I'm used to it, so I created my way of doing it, and it always works. So it will work on any type of stove. I am cooking the steak on my highest temperature, and I have an induction oven. So if you are doing gas, you probably will need to figure it out. I would say it's probably not going to be on the highest heat, because the flames might be too high. So you will have to probably put it into the medium high. The butter will be turning, as you see now. It was yellow, but it will keep turning brown, which is called brown butter. And that's creates also that nutty flavor. And this is absolutely normal. That's how it should be. You want to see that. Keep basting. Oh, I want to show you here. I'm trying to pull my steak. It's not pulling. It is because it's not ready. Okay, the crust is not formed. It's still working on it. That's a tip for you. It's already giving you a hint. Don't touch me. I'm not ready. Look how beautiful. And it's so easy. It takes really a few minutes on each side. It depends on your preference of the temperature. Like I said, our filet mignon would be ready faster because it's a smaller, leaner type of meat, and our ribeye, but it also depends on the thickness. So the thicker your steak is, the longer it will be cooking. Let's check our filet mignon. As you could see, it already created a beautiful crust here. And it's pretty thick crust, and I'm turning it, and I will keep continuing cooking the same way. I leave this one still alone because I could see some parts of it are still raw, and I will keep basting it. Let's check our ribeye. Gorgeous. Look at this beautiful steak. Created a nice golden crust, Now we could flip it around. And again, I will keep basting it until my desired temperature. Can you see how easy it is? Nothing is burning, nothing is sticking. It's so easy. It's just such a myth that stainless steel is challenging. It is absolutely untrue when you know the proper ways of cooking. That's why I want to show you guys how it's done so there are no mistakes ever again. I even have some garlic here, and while this is cooking, I will heat up my little pan here with some avocado oil and make some crispy garlic, and I will use that on the steak. And even garlic doesn't stick, it just becomes delicious, golden, crispy garlic. I will heat it up. Garlic you could cook on a medium temperature. You don't want to use high heat because it's such a fragile vegetable that, you know, it's going to cook super fast, but you want to create that golden crustiness on the garlic, so that's why it's better to use medium heat. It slowly will roast it on the stove top. So how do we know when it's ready? I could feel it, that this steak, the filet mignon, is ready because when I touch it, it's perfect temperature. It's not jiggly, it's already medium. So I'm just gonna put it on, just remove it from the pan and let it rest. We want our steak to rest to seal all those delicious juices so they don't run out and make our steak dry. And this is almost ready as well. It's a pretty thin ribeye, so we're not gonna keep it much longer. It is ready. And I love this crispy, delicious rosemary. We will use it as well. Look how beautiful. And again, nothing sticks, as you saw. The steak is ready. We will let it rest. And I'll show you how it perfectly cooked. This pan is also hot, and I will throw our beautiful chopped garlic and let it roast to create the beautiful crispy garlic. And of course, I want to show you how to make the most challenging things, fragile things, delicate things like eggs, like pancakes, like chicken. But you can cook anything, and I only use stainless steel. I cook all my vegetables and anything, absolutely anything. Everything is easy. This is the most challenging thing, but when you know how to use it, the other stuff is super easy. Now you have an idea, you learned it, you know it, and you see, again, even without creating any crust, the garlic does not stick. It's just beautiful, and it's gonna quickly, with garlic you have to be very careful. You have to stay here, you cannot move. As soon as you move, it can burn fast, right? That's the only thing, that's the only little challenge. You have to keep an eye on your garlic. Other than that, it's perfect. So let me show you, while the garlic is cooking, how our steak looks inside. I think it's pretty good, rested enough. So I have the filet mignon. So I like medium, as I said. Here we have a perfect medium filet mignon, and it's just cooked perfectly delicious. It has a nice sear, nice crust, but it's super tender and perfect temperature for my taste. You might like more cooked or less. It's always a preference, right? Let me stir my garlic a little. Look how beautiful this garlic. Oh my God, I love it. It's gonna go on top of that ribeye. Crispy garlic and perfectly seared steak. There are so many ways of making steak, right? You could use a grill, there's also reverse sear, but I find this method is foolproof and it's super easy, super fast. So you don't have to create a bicycle. Just follow the rules and it will be always perfect. That's it. Our garlic is ready. beautiful golden caramelized garlic that will go on top of our delicious steak. And you can make this dinner in no time. Surprise your kids, your husband, your family, your friends, anyone, right? Who doesn't like a really delicious, great steak? I do. It goes all over filet mignon too. Okay, let me show you how the steak looks inside. It's a big one. It's again a perfect medium temperature steak. Please follow and subscribe for more interesting and helpful tips in your kitchen.